Nice to meet you all. My name is Pauline, and I work for a crypto management platform called ChangeNOW. And today, I'm going to be talking not about the service itself. I just want to give you some food for thought. Every time a politician tweets about a coin, somewhere in the world, a trader loses their savings. And I'm not here to tell you that crypto and politics don't mix, because they do. Oh, they love each other. They're in deep cahoots, if you will. The problem usually is the kind of love story that one side gets rich and another, unfortunately, gets wrecked. Politics loves crypto, but not always for the right reasons. We're seeing a pattern. Big names, politicians, celebs, influencers discover crypto. They get interested, they make a few tweets, mention a coin, post a meme, maybe even launch their own token. Remember Hug to a coin? Unfortunately, I did too. And what happens? Trading volumes spike, retail users rush in, some make money, but most of them don't, and then everything crashes. Next time comes around and we do it all over again. And let me show you how this plays out. Let's rewind to 2021. We listed Dogecoin right at the peak of the Elon Musk meme wave. That was in February, and I still kind of shiver anytime I remember about what we were doing back then, because we hit an all-time high in trading volume. Doge was trending everywhere, all over social media, on Twitter, on Reddit, on Facebook, even on LinkedIn. It felt unstoppable. Elon Musk was an even bigger icon than before. But then the crash came. ETH and BTC drifted down slowly, and Dogecoin dropped like a rock. Fast, hard, and brutal for the newcomers, and the latecomers as well. All over the fintech space, services started crashing and going down. Robinhood, Binance, Kraken, and eventually us too. Even though we did our best to hold out for as long as possible. We worked for 3 weeks, no weekends, 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. And people went insane. Some of them lost their funds for good. It was one of the first big lessons in what happens when celebrity hype collides with crypto markets. Now, let's fast forward to 2024, and you can look at the graph. We listed a very controversial Trump-related token on ChangeNOW. Everybody knows the Trump one, right? And in day one, it outperformed ETH, BTC, everything. But just like in 2021, the hype couldn't hold. ETH and BTC did the same thing. They dipped slightly, but the Trump token, oh, it went over a cliff. Within weeks, liquidity was gone, interest had evaporated, and traders were left staring at a chart that looked like a free fall. Different year, different name, albeit a same story. The pattern is clear. And there is a formula that nobody wants to admit following. Get a name, get hyped, get volume, and get out before anybody realizes what happened. And because it keeps working, people keep repeating it. But here's the problem. When hype becomes the norm, regular people become the victims. And it's the grifters who are getting rich and the others are getting wrecked. If you think this is just USA politics, oh, it's not. In Latin America, we saw it with Libra, and actually it's the same person who created the Trump token. There was a big political narrative, a massive launch push. Retail hype went through the roof, and then everything collapsed. It wasn't a project to build adoption. It was the same grifting marketing stunt to own the news cycle. So who actually gets hurt? Platforms like ours, no, we do get a short-term boost. We actually make a lot of money from it. Volume spike, new users come in, but here's the reality. When the token fails, it can shake users' confidence, and not just in that token, but in crypto overall. Because they weren't here for the tech. They were here for the promise. And they never realized they were part of somebody else's publicity campaign. Let's check the real damage that happens to crypto. First of all, it's reputational because crypto looks like a circus, a casino, but with numbers. People start believing that it's all just a scam, but with a few extra steps. We've got economic losses because small traders will absorb the short-term losses, and long-term growth slows for everybody, devs, projects, platforms, because nobody wants to believe in crypto anymore. It's not just bad PR, it's a systemic adoption killer. So what if we flipped the script? What if crypto and governments didn't just flirt on Twitter? What if they actually worked together for more than one news cycle? And let me show you what that actually looks like. For example, Singapore, where we're at right now, is doing it right. They're running 3 coordinated digital asset programs. Project Guardian, which owns tokenized assets infrastructure, Project Orchid, which does CBDC research, and SGD Testnet, a sandbox for startups, pilots, and innovation. 40-plus banks, regulators, and institutions involved. No meme coins, no pump.fun, no celebrity pumping, just a long-term national strategy. Let's go to Dubai. They have this thing called the REIS initiative. Part of its 2033 real estate and economic agenda. It's about using tokenized systems to build a smarter investment climate and attract real capital. This is about attracting capital and building on it, not just pumping followers on Twitter. We've got a partner. They're called Anto Finance, and they brought tokenized short-term US treasuries into the crypto space. But this time, it was quality growth, not a spike, a real, actual foundation. So, the main question here is, how do we stop being a fandom? If we want meaningful collaboration with governments, we need to act like an industry. We need consultative councils where platforms and regulators review roadmaps before listings and investments. We need education programs where people are learning what crypto is, not just how to gamble on it. And we need to spotlight the real builders who elevate projects solving real problems, not just chasing meme attention. At ChangeNOW, we've listed hundreds of tokens. We do love ourselves some growth as a treat, but not at any cost. We focus on regulation, utility, and real-world value, because the next adoption wave won't come from celebrity tweets. It will come from systems, policies, and stability. But there's one more thing that we need to admit. In crypto, we love to say, WAGMI. We're all gonna make it, but let me ask you, what are we actually making? What are we actually building? Are we building platforms that look just like glorified casinos? Are we building another pump fun copy? Are we just rolling with the hype for a quick cash grab? And I don't really have an answer for you at this point. And here's the problem, that real ideas that actually are going to uplift crypto are not coming from us. They're coming from the outside. Look at the US government. They played the crypto game, Trump made a whole lot of money, and now they're already thinking about how to turn it into tools for millions of people. Just recently, there was an executive order signed that would make it easier to add private assets, even tokenized ones, into 401k savings accounts. And this is not hype, this is real impact. Why? Because the industry never showed up with its own plan. And when we don't define the agenda, decisions get made without us, not with us. This has to change. We need a consolidated pool of ideas, not memes, not slogans. We need real solutions for real problems. We need accessible finance for the people who need it right now. We need transparent systems. We need tools that are going to outlive the hype. Only then will governments see us as partners and not just headlines. Only then will crypto have a seat at the table, not as a circus, but as an industry ready to build the future. What crypto really needs is bridges between platforms and regulators, innovators and policymakers, and the promise of crypto and the trust of the people who need it the most. Crypto doesn't need more headlines. It needs roots. Stop chasing names. Start building credibility, not because it's trendy, but because the future of crypto depends on stable, meaningful adoption. To move forward, we must work with governments and regulators. We need transparent programs using digital assets and tokenization that can create real trust, real use, and real growth for everybody. Let's make this a dialogue, not a tweet. We're not here to point fingers or give warnings, although I've pointed my finger quite a lot during this speech, and for that, I'm sorry. We're here to invite action, to discuss concrete steps, pilot programs, and strategies that are going to turn crypto hype into long-term value. Because mass adoption won't come from celebrities launching yet another token. It will come from credibility, collaboration, and a shared commitment to building the future of finance together. So, I would like to invite you to start that conversation today.